All right, everyone. I'm super excited for this next video. It's the first in a series of talks that I'm trying to have, talks, podcasts, whatever we call it these days, with some good friends of mine that are either really passionate about something that I think would be awesome to show other people, or just people that I think would be really fun and entertaining to have a conversation with. So I'm really excited that the first person I'm going to have for this series is my good friend Langston Hunter. Now, Langston's a musician, performer, artist. We'll kind of break it down in this talk, but he is a multifaceted human being, amazing person to talk to, and I finally get to sit down and catch up with him and kind of hear the different projects that he has going on. So enjoy this talk with my good friend, and if you'd like to see more of these, you already know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know. So without further ado, here's my talk with my boy Langston. All right, so here with my buddy Langston for the first episode of what I guess is going to be a little series, little podcast, little talks that I want to have with a lot of friends of mine that are, creatives, have stuff going on, or just people I want to shoot the shit with. Yeah. So obviously I wanted to have my good friend Langston on so he can talk about his awesome projects that I know he's got going on. And just sit down. I don't really ever get to see you unless you're hosting stuff.
Yeah, I haven't seen you. The last time I really saw you was, and it couldn't have been for your party.
Maybe?
Yeah, it was when we got the smash. That's the last time I saw you.
Yep. I think that was either my grad party or one of my something.
Grad party. You had the waves.
Yeah. Bro, that's so silly.
He got the waves.
I remember seeing that on Kunle's thing. It was just the fucking waves.
Marz with the waves, man.
I was wearing that whole cap and gown thing the entire day. The entire day.
You should have kept it on all weekend.
Bruh. You know what? You're right. I wouldn't need a blanket. I just sleep in it. Just nice and chill.
Yeah, definitely. Next time I graduate, I'm gonna wear it all weekend.
Yeah.
I'm not graduating.
I'm done with school. No, masters who? Exactly. Masters what?
It's not the move.
Yeah, but no, it's. I'm really glad that that's part of the reason why I want to kind of have some people come out and talk because yeah, I mean, you don't really get to meet and talk with a lot of people, but you're always good with them. It's always if y'all ever have something, I always try to come out and see and support y'all.
I will say, you're one of, if not one of the biggest supporters of us and, our movement and stuff like that, what we're trying to do, and it's always just been genuine since the first time I met you. So.
Yeah.
And I really do appreciate it. And I realize I don't say it enough, but not for sure, it goes a long way.
Well, that's the big thing too. Is I really wanted, do you remember the first time it was for one of y'all's release parties or whatever? At that one.
It was you came to when we had the film screening, right?
I think it was they all had a party to announce that y'all were about to.
Yeah. All right, so that was 2017. Yeah, end of 2017, and then we had that. We had the show, and then I had another show. It was at Avant Garden. I
remember that one.
Yeah, that was the first time. Yeah.
And I remember it was cool because I had never really met any of Nick's friends. I was just I'll come through and hang out and see. But it was really nice getting to meet y'all. And like you said, that was part of the reason why I wanted to have you on first because I know it's so easy to kind of talk to. Because everyone loves Langston. Come on, Langston's the man. That's the man.
I try. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So. One of the things I wanted to make sure we touch on, or at least that I bring up, is kind of I know, and a lot of people watching might know, but you're part of my favorite boy band / group, right?
It's funny you can't say that no more because we're gonna get linked to Brockhampton.
Bro, I love calling y'all my favorite boy band. I don't care, but you rap and you're in that group and those group of y'all. So I know you've told me, I think once or twice, I've asked around, but how did that all really kind of start? I know y'all were high school friends, right?
Yeah, I've known. It's funny, I gotta say, Pancho P. I've known him since 8th grade. Mm-hmm. I've known Aloyede or Kunle since freshman year of high school. And when I met Kunle in freshman year of high school, we were just really, really good friends. We would just talk about video games and anime and stuff and just music. And he put me on a lot of music. And then I think it was sophomore year of high school, I noticed like he was starting to do music. I had already started on music before, but I was trash, and I was like, I gave up on it. But when we just, for some reason, we was just like be battle rapping each other, and then that just transitioned to like going by his house to like record, and from there, then I remember Pancho P. I keep wanting to say Peanut. I keep wanting to say Peanut, but we were in class one day. He was like freestyling. He was killing it. He had the whole crowd control and stuff like that. And then after that, it just all the pieces were aligning to like we were all like just start working on music together.
Like on the same page.
Yeah, and then because they had other groups in high school to like rap and stuff like that, and I was kind of somewhat a part of those, but that was kind of like defunked it, but that's not a word. Defunked.
Yeah.
And but after that, I don't know. We just like after high school, we just kept going, and in college, we were like, yo, we need a name, and we came up with some terrible names. And then one day we had a.
Do you remember any of the terrible names? Or were they that bad? You don't even want to.
One of them was Community Juniors.
Okay.
And I'm like, that's a terrible name because this was when they were in community college, which nothing's wrong with community college, but I was like, that don't even fit the aesthetic. Juniors. And then like Average Joe, so I'm like, I'm not trying to be average. But I get the sentiment behind it. But the group chat was named You Are the Universe. Kunle had named it. I don't know why he did that, but and then Pancho was just like, yo, like that should be our name, YATU. Because one of them was like the Lost Boys. And I was like, that's too close to Lost Lonely Boys. I don't know if you know that Christian hip hop group. Not Christian rock group.
Okay.
They have a song called How Far Is Heaven. But I was like, it's too close to that.
Shouted out a Christian rock band. Good job.
Yeah, I think they're from San Antonio. I don't know. But I was like, that's too close to that. But then we landed on YATU, and this has been the same since, 2014? Then we worked on the album, and then we released that in 20. And constantly moving.
Yeah, and so the cool thing is that y'all drop like individual stuff too. Like y'all drop like, tracks individually as well, and like have their projects. So I know you have your own project that you did, right? Was that was what the party was for? Was it for that release for your? I'm trying to remember. I don't remember.
Oh, the party. All right, so that party when I met you was for the show called The Woe Show, which we had with our friends Minerva and Tino. Shout out Uncle Tino, shout out Minerva. And we were like, yo, let's do a show together. Because we did a show together at what's the place called? Darwin's Pub.
Gotcha.
And the guy there, one of the owners, he was like, hey, like, let's like do some stuff, and then we worked some business out, and they were like, yo, y'all should do a show at Warehouse Live. We're like, dope.
Damn, okay.
We're like, dope. And we were trying to find out the logistics of like how we're going to do it. Like, we're going to be selling tickets for the first time. Because everything else before that was free. And we're like, man, hope people show up.
Yeah, and man, that has to be a feeling, like a unique feeling, like, fuck, like, we're about to like show up and...
man. And that was like anxiety feeling because like 2 months before we knew. So we're like, all right, in January, we're going to be doing this show. So how can we get people, not like persuade people, but like kind of foster an environment that's similar to what we have at the show. Okay. So that's why we were like, let's just throw a party.
Okay. Gotcha.
Which was one of my friends, Sam, I think it was his idea. He was like, yo, let's just throw a party. And we're like, okay, I never threw a party before, but okay, cool.
We'll figure it out.
So we figured it out, and yeah, man, that was a lot of fun. A lot of people were there.
Yeah, and it was packed. It got packed to the point.
Yeah, it was. We rented out an Airbnb, and that's a whole nother story. But it was a lot of fun, and yeah. So that was the precursor to the show, and honestly, with that show, we actually sold out the Warehouse Live, and that was pretty cool. That was a nice thing under our belt because our first show as YATU, we did a show there, and we opened up for this guy named Young Roddy. This is back in 2015, and so it's September 2nd, 2015, and that was fun, but I didn't think we would go back there and then sell it out on our own terms.
Sell it out, yeah. Damn.
So, and I can't attribute all the success to us. It's definitely with Minerva and Uncle Tino as well. Yeah. But
No,
that was a
I
great
love
show.
it, man. That's one of the cool things is I try to put out, when y'all are doing shows and stuff, because there's so much like supporting local artists, supporting stuff locally. I mean, like, it's awesome. Like, and everyone feels that kind of pride when it's like people from your town, your side of town, where you are at, and just kind of showing up to support. So I mean, that's part of the reason why I like to do it. Other than the fact that I know y'all and I fucking stand by the songs and shit. Like, it's badass.
Nah, man. It's like you've been to the good stuff and you've been to the bad stuff, and it's just. I just remember that one show we did, and it's like, man, like, it was like on a Sunday, and like nobody was there, and I just felt really bad.
And then you look out to the crowd and you see me.
I see you, and I remember you were vibing out, and I was like, man. But I mean, it was a great show within itself, but it just like
you made that it really work.
Just showed, we made it work, but that really just showed like the people who really support us, like they come out and like and see us and support us.
Of course. That's so nice.
That's one of the funniest shows, to be honest.
It was a lot. It was like the rum bar, like a rum bar in downtown and stuff, which was cool. I've never been there, and it's like Caribbean like themed or whatever. It's like
I had been there before.
I was like, oh, my people, let's go.
You didn't see your people at all.
I mean, they had like salsa dancing after. Or they had like Spanish.
Yeah, I had to dip, man.
I tried to dance one. I'm not gonna lie.
How was that?
I mean, we made it work. Just like y'all, we made it work for a little bit, and then we dipped. Dang. So that's. I didn't know that show had sold out like that. Like, I knew there was a lot of people out there. I know, like, I came out. I know Q, like Quincy, we came through and stuff.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, it sold out. And I remember afterwards we got like the number, and it was like we went. They had people standing outside, like, and I was like, that's crazy. When one of the promoter guys was telling us, and he showed us the numbers, and he's like, yo, y'all sold it out, and y'all even like did like 10 over what he was expected. And because honestly, I was like, with just anything, like, I don't have an expectation for it.
Right.
So I was just like, man, I hope people come out. I hope they like it.
Right.
For the ones that do come out, I hope they like it. So that's the one thing I can control.
That's a good attitude to have, because it's like you don't set yourself up to feel terrible by having high expectations.
Yeah.
And it's not like you have low expectations because you don't believe in it. It's more like that middle ground of like, if I don't have any expectations, whatever happens, happens. Yeah. And then you just have faith that, it'll work out, and then you'll put on a good show.
Exactly.
Regardless.
All in all, it's like, if we practice, if we rehearse enough, if we have the set list as tight as possible, everything working accordingly, it's like, it doesn't matter how many people are there. It's just a matter of like making sure it's an experience, because I just think about like, it's like going to shows are cool, but the thing now is like, you have to do more than a show. It's like you gotta foster an environment where it's just like, it's just fun, and it's just like, it's one thing going to a show and seeing somebody play, and then
right,
it's like,
like
what do you do in the meantime?
They do their songs, right?
Yeah, and then they just leave. And it's just like, I've been to so many shows, but I've also been to different type of events and seeing how those are run, and I'm just like, yeah, man, we got to do more than just.
So like drawing inspiration from things that aren't just kind of concerts to make it more like of an experience.
Yeah, just like I don't know if people are familiar with Meow Wolf. It's in Santa Fe. So I went with two of my closest friends, Sean and Nicolette. And we went, and we were just like mind blown, because it's just like a building. It's kind of almost like Funplex, but it's like, no, it's a big building. It has like 100 different rooms in it, 100 different
like themed rooms or whatever.
Yeah, every room is different. Okay. It's like by like 100 different like architects and designers, and man, it's so big. They had a 2-story house inside of it, and they had a house party there, and man, and it's like one of those like whatchamacallit, like when you're in the movies, or we see at the movies, like they open up a refrigerator, and like I walked through the refrigerator, and there was like another room. Jesus. And it was like the futuristic room where you put your hand on the panel and it scans and then opens. Yo. So I was like, after that, man, I was just like, yeah, man, we gotta do more than a show, It's like, make it worthwhile, especially if people
give people something
investing.
Different.
Yeah, that, and if they're investing, they're buying a ticket, they're driving out, like, I can't just do 10 songs and that's it.
Hey man,
and then DJ set afterwards.
I listen to your songs.
That would be fun. And like I'm saying, it's fun, but it's just like it has to be a little bit more.
No, and I respect that because it's kind of like thinking not just how can I just perform, but it's like how can I give them like I said, like an experience, something greater than just kind of a concert, you know, like elevating it up.
Yeah. That's all I want to do, and that's all we want to do. So yeah, for sure, like trying to do that this year for sure, like different events, different type of experiences.
Y'all been dropping some music videos and stuff too, right?
Yeah, we dropped last year. We dropped 4 music videos. We dropped Yeehaw first. We dropped after that was Falling, and then we dropped Kunle's song, Aloyde's song, Freedom.
Yep.
And we dropped Spectrum at the end of the year. Like that 6-month period, we dropped 4 videos.
Yeah.
And
what was that like, y'all? Like what was it?
Different experiences.
Thinking and planning for like y'all knew y'all were gonna be dropping these videos or
no?
Okay.
So, when it came with so we had already shot Freedom, so we had that in the can. Yeehaw, we were like, okay, let's get really like film-esque with that, and we were like, okay. So shout out to Roland. Roland shot that. Roland Agley. He shot that, and we just wanted to push ourselves creatively and to do something, jump more in film. We were inspired by a lot of different things. It was inspired by Get Out, that movie by Jordan Peele. Yeah. If you look at the intro section of that video, it's kind of like pay homage to that.
Gotcha.
And we shot Falling on the Fly.
Bro, that video, I love that video and song, bro.
So that, we wasn't playing that at all. I didn't even have my verse recorded. I didn't have my verse recorded. So like, so we were rehearsing for the Houston Butterfly Festival. We did in August. And we were shooting some promo clips for it. We always shoot promo clips.
Yep. Yeah, like really funny little skits and stuff they always do, yeah.
So we always do that, and like, Pancho was just like, yo, let's just shoot the Falling video right here. And we were like, all right, let's just do it.
And so send it.
So literally, if you watch the video and you get to my verse and I'm like rapping into the mic, like literally I hadn't recorded my verse yet.
But the energy was there.
The energy was there. So we had
I didn't know until I think you like tweeted and you're like, I literally was just kind of like
I was just rapping my verse. And I was just like, yo, I actually wasn't tired afterwards, but shout out to cardio. And so we did I was doing my verse, like I didn't have it recorded. I think I recorded it the next day. So after I recorded it, we sat down and edited the video, and we had that in the can. So at the Houston Butterfly Fest, we printed out these big QR codes. So if you scanned it, you'll get early access to the video before we had released it.
Okay, it's like a private video.
Dang. And so that was pretty cool. And then so for Freedom, we actually shot that maybe a year before, and that was cool. Shout out to Roland. Roland shot that one as well. I shot a couple scenes in there. First time really doing that. And it was pretty fun. It was just like we were just outside and like
I was on with Kunle just kind of like
dancing and stuff. Like he got the dance moves.
I love it, man.
I'm like second in line. But yeah, he was just like, yo, he had this idea, and we were like, okay, cool. And then the homie Steve like edited the video.
Gotcha.
And man, he knocked out the park with the edit.
Yeah.
And it really transformed it to something else. Spectrum, the last video we had dropped.
Yeah, that one was cool because it had like a theme going for it, right? Where it was like the two different.
So all right, so with that video, it wasn't supposed to be like that.
What?
So all right, so we shot. So we did a photo shoot before, and after the photo shoot, we had already planned it. We were like, all right, during this time we're gonna shoot this video.
Yep.
So we're really just overcomplicating it with angles and all this type of stuff. We were running out of time, so we shot all this stuff, and I was just kind of like in the group chat. We like Kunle was doing like a rough edit of the video, and he put it in chat, and I was just like, man, what if we just put the real like sad, depressing stuff and the happier, playful stuff that we shot at the end, just put it together and just split screen it because it shows the duality, the spectrum of like the emotions that we feel, and it just worked out perfectly that way.
So instead of making it like one long kind of narrative or just like one single piece or whatever, you just put them side by side.
Yeah, because we were doing different cuts and stuff, like different angles. Yeah. And I was just like, I don't know if this is really like coming off the right way.
Well, it came out unique. So like the finished product was like really unique because it has like that, and you don't really ever see, like I've never seen something like that where it's just like two different kind of things together. So I mean, it really did make it unique. I was like, oh.
People always be like, I only watch the right side. I was like, that's funny. No, because honestly, and honestly, like you don't really have to watch. I think it's important you watch both. Mm-hmm. But like, it's just the right side is more eye grabbing because we're dancing and smiling and laughing.
Like, hi. And then the other one's like,
it's like sad boys.
So this is just kind of, so y'all were just kind of filming them and then dropping them, except maybe for the Kunle one where y'all had it kind of recorded before. Yeah. And then y'all just like, YOLO, we're just gonna fucking drop one.
Yeah, just drop one. And it's just then we're actually during that time period we're working on Following Spectrum. We're working on another video. And we're still working on that, but
do you hear that, y'all?
Yeah, you got the exclusive.
Soon TM.
I don't know about just flat. But yeah, we're working on that. That should be really cool.
So now the question everyone's wondering.
What's that?
New music when? New music soon? New music when? More Lucy's?
I don't know, man. It's
when y'all get in the stew. We're gonna do a GoFundMe to get y'all studio time.
Hey, if you wanna do that, man, you wanna pull up to the budget, we got a budget going on. But no. I mean, since we all record stuff, like we all have our own like recording stuff at our own place, so we don't need like studio time. But I'd say
it's in the works.
It's in the works. I don't want to give a time frame and like let people down, because people were asking me about that last night, and I was just like, man. We're working on some stuff. Okay. We're just trying to make things
Always
special.
working.
Just trying to make things special,
I like it.
It's a lot more that goes into it.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. No, that's cool. That's the thing I really liked is the promo that y'all were doing for the videos and how you had like so many like it was like literally like back to back to back. I was like, God damn.
Yeah. We plan on doing something similar to that this year.
Cool. Yeah, and then y'all's projects. I know Pancho, he dropped one last year-ish, right?
No, it was the year before.
The year before, that was the...
So I dropped in March of 2018. He dropped in August 2018.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, we are a group, but we're also functioning solo artists as well. Yeah. So... I mean, whenever it gets to that time, people are like, "Oh, okay, they work on some solo stuff," and they're like, "Okay," they're presented to the group, and we're like, "Okay, yeah." It's
but it makes the shows cooler because like you could have like when y'all like do like your own songs and stuff at a show, like fitting it into the set list where it's like, fitting in like single people's songs and then like as a group or you kind of play with it.
Yeah, you could play with it. You can kind of like expand the set. You can just keep people on their toes because they never know what's gonna come. Yeah.
When you have people who have their own bodies of music and they're all on stage and then they do perform songs together as well, it's like it's fun.
Yeah, because like when we did a Texas tour.
Yep.
And we were doing that, so we had a couple songs together, and then we'll have our own solo sets. And which is pretty cool because all our solo stuff is kind of different from each other, like different sounds, different intention, I guess.
Inspirations and stuff.
Yeah, inspirations and stuff. So that really shows on stage, and people really gravitate towards certain things, and you give them a full range of what they can enjoy.
Gotcha.
Like, you may not like, I don't know. You may not like house, but you might like this. You might like that. You know what I'm saying? At some point of the night, you're gonna like something. You're gonna walk away with something like
100%.
You're gonna walk away with something like, oh, okay, I really like that song. That beat or that hook or that verse like really hit me. So.
No, I love it, man. I love it. So one thing else that I like that you do is you'll go out and have I'm talking about Langston now. Langston,
Okay.
Mr. Langston.
Yeah.
Is that you'll go out and do like your own little fun photo shoots and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I really love, if y'all don't know, like I love the photo shoots and stuff that you do because you have a lot of fun with it and you're just like, fuck it, we're just gonna go fucking do whatever, right?
That's just really just like shout out to the homie Nicolette.
Oh yeah.
Electric Victory on Instagram.
Oh yeah.
She shoots about 90% of my stuff that I put out, and it's honestly just for like, all right, since I met her, I'll be like, okay, I have this idea, and then be like, oh, how we gonna do this idea?
Yeah.
And then we just go do it, and it just like the
brings
last
it to
one,
life.
Yeah, the last one I did with her was back in, I want to say September of last year, a couple months ago, and I was just like, yo, I want to shoot at this. The alligator park and on Highway 6. I was like, yo, let me just shoot there. And we just had fun. I just had like 3 sets of clothes. I was like, it was really hot that day.
Yeah?
Man. I was scorching hot.
That wasn't okay. The one that I remember vividly
The
is
ice cream one?
The ice cream one, bro.
Okay.
That one gets me every fucking time, dude.
I was really concerned about that one.
Nah.
Only because I was like, man, I never done anything like that, and I also especially haven't done anything like that with her.
Okay.
And I just wanted her to feel comfortable because I don't have a shirt on, and I was just being conscious of like,
amazing.
being cognizant
It's so
of
amazing.
like her.
Yeah.
I'm like, I got ice cream. It looks very,
Sure.
erotic, and I was
fucking
like,
amazing.
I don't want to come off that
it.
way. And I was like, that was really fun though. A lot of people hit me up about that, but that was inspired by. I was listening to this album at the time a lot. It's on Minnie Riperton's album Perfect Angel, which is one of my favorite albums. And I was just listening to it a lot. And I was like, let's try to redo the cover. Let's reimagine the cover.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
I loved it so much.
Shout out to Nicolette, man.
That one was so amazing. And when I saw that, I was like, man, I love it. Because I'm sure a lot of guys, or at least I can think in my head, the types of guys who don't really go out of their way to take really good pictures. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know if you know... shouts out to the Tram. She was at one of my parties.
Gotcha. I think I might.
Blue hair. But she's a photographer,
mm-hmm.
and she's done a lot of stuff in like the Smashing, and that's kind of how I met her.
Yeah.
And so the one thing that's amazing is that she'll go to these Smash events and like take pictures of people. And these will be like the first picture of these people taken in like a good camera with good lighting and actually like an action picture of them doing something cool. Yeah. And so like she'll throw up the pictures and people are like, oh, thanks to her, I actually have a picture that isn't from like 2013 of me in like high school.
People don't update their photos.
A lot of guys, I mean, I'm kind of speaking generally, but I can imagine a lot of guys don't think about taking good pictures of themselves or having stuff like that. And a good photographer is well worth the money 100 times over.
For sure.
100 times over, right? And so that's something that I really enjoy is that that you have fun with it and like take those pictures of yourself. Yeah. And it's like I can imagine a lot of guys are just kind of like, oh, like taking pictures of yourself. Like, why would you even go do a photo shoot or whatever? And it's like,
hey man, I'm trying to get to where the model's at, you know what I mean? And I gotta update my Tinder profile, so you know what I'm saying. So I gotta swap out some pictures, man. You can't keep having the same pictures.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I haven't been on Tinder.
No, shouts out. No, so the video that I did, the Tinder video that I did right now, that was one thing that she did say. She said on the video was like, oh, you have really good pictures. I'm like, yeah, because fucking there are pictures taken of me actually doing stuff or while I'm out or I asked someone to take them. But
yeah, you do have some really cool.
A lot of people don't. I mean, they can get really awesome pictures. I mean, and so for me, one thing that I kind of regret or whatever was when I was in Japan, I didn't have anyone to take pictures of me, and I didn't really, take pictures of myself or of. Yeah, I took pictures of things, but not really of me.
That's why I kind of regret. Like when I went out there, I was just so like enamored by like the experience, because I've always wanted to go there. I'm pretty sure you have too. So it's just like to go there, you just kind of soaking up everything that you just kind of forget those kind of small things.
Yeah. So I mean. That's one thing is good photographers like worth their weight, man. Worth their weight in gold. And people don't. Sure. And that's one thing, just to go on a little, like, creative people, especially coming up, I guess, have such a hard time kind of pricing themselves. And that's something that's so important because it's easy for people to undervalue the effort and skill that creatives have when it comes to their craft, right? They're like, why am I paying this much money for just pictures? Like, is it even hard? I could take a picture. It's like, obviously,
it's
you can't.
That Because I have photography friends and videography friends, like that's their livelihood. You know what I mean? So it's like that's how they make a living. So it would be disrespectful for me to not like compensate them in some way. Because like this is what they eat. This is how they pay their bills. You know. So that just goes across the board. A lot of like freelance photographers, like that's. If you don't pay them, that's literally they're not eating. You know what I mean?
So that's one thing I made a big point of for me for Weeb Shirts is that all the models and all the cosplayers and people that I work with, I always make sure I compensate them. And some of them are okay with just getting like merch as part of like the exchange of like, oh, merch and then some pictures in a post or whatever. And then other ones are like, okay, this is how much. And I always ask, how much would it be for, you know, a post and like 5 or whatever pictures for the set. And, you know, always making sure that for whatever work they, or even like my graphic designers that I work with, that they get paid for any work that they do.
For sure.
Because, you know,
it's people's time, you know? It's people's time and their effort. Because, yeah, it's good to take pictures on your iPhone or your Android or something like that. But it's a craft that goes into shooting it, knowing how the light is refracted off of what you're shooting and where you're shooting and how to shoot it and how to edit it, you know? And it's just like you see a difference in people who are photographers and also the people who just like take pictures on their iPhones or Androids, which is nothing's wrong with that, but it's a certain craft of taking
pictures. It's the work they do. So that's one thing I know, like creative people, is like pricing. That's something I've asked photographers, you know, what's this like? And they all have kind of stories of like them in the beginning starting off maybe doing like wedding photography and stuff and not really accurately pricing themselves or not even knowing how to like price themselves. So
sometimes you just don't know, man. Especially in wedding, like I know a lot of people that do like wedding photography and wedding videography, and it's just like, which they hate it, by the way. But it's just the fact of like you don't know because your only frame of reference. It's not like somebody.
It's your last job.
It's your last job, so it's just like not like you meet some random guy and be like, "Oh, how much did you charge for this?"
Which is a shame. It's a shame. Yeah, but So you touched on how you wanted to do the photo shoot, the Minnie Riperton one, because you were listening to the album heavy.
Yeah.
So do you want to talk a little bit about your musical inspirations and influences?
Musical inspirations, man. It's a long list.
Who is the one that's out here really influencing Langston?
At the moment,
you're gonna give me at the moment too. All right.
Okay.
No, I mean it's fine. It's fine.
All time and at the moment.
Sure.
So all time, you know, you got to put Pharrell, Kanye, Lupe in there.
Okay.
Lupe Fiasco. 103,000 Outkast. Man, Stevie Wonder's. Man, who's like the godfather of like everything.
Yeah.
Man, Michael Jackson, of course, Prince. Really people that just wanted to like step out of what's known for them. They really went out there to try to experiment and like
do their own thing
and push the boundaries of music at that time and stuff that just like even if you listen to it now, it just sounds fresh. You can put on Thriller right now, and it sounds like it sounds so amazing, man.
Yeah.
And but as of right now,
what's on your recent Spotify? Like if I go open up your Spotify right now, what's your recent right now?
Man, I kind of sift through certain things.
Sure.
There's this guy. His name is Square Pusher. He's from UK, and he does like electronic music. Man, his stuff is wild, man.
Yeah.
Sophie, man. Nobody's making instrumentals like Sophie. Like she really like pushes the boundaries of like what a beat can be. And JK from Jamiroquai, like man, like that's a guy like I want to be cool like him.
Damn.
Because like
gotcha.
He's so, whether you like the music or not, like he is like, so cool.
Yeah.
Like effortlessly cool. Like you see his videos, he's like dancing. Like you could tell there's choreography there. But like he just makes it look so fun.
Gotcha.
So him, Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys.
Okay.
I always like the Beach Boys more than the Beatles.
Okay.
Hot take.
Wow.
Hot take.
Wow. That's how you feeling?
Yeah, I don't know. Man, Brian Wilson, man, like people don't talk about him enough, and he's still alive. So it's just like One day I'll work with him.
There you go.
But
just hit him up right now. What's he doing?
Hey, what are you doing right now? Man, his story is crazy. I watched his biopic on Hulu. Man, I didn't know he was suffering like a mental illness and stuff like that. And man, he stayed in bed for like 4 years.
Damn,
like literally in bed for 4 years.
Yo.
But yeah, those some inspirations right now and all time. We're getting people like Tyler and Donald Glover and stuff like that. But
yeah, I remember your story about the Tyler created like the pop up when you were in LA or whatever.
Man, that was a long day, but I'll shorten it. So first time on a plane, first time going to LA.
Bro.
Yes,
what the
this
fuck?
was October 17th, 2017. So I was like, man, I'm going to...
What the fuck? You drove over from Louisiana? What the fuck?
Yeah, we did. Man, my family don't travel like that. Man, like I want to say I went to Florida once, but that just doesn't make sense.
You get the Gators confused. You're like, were these Florida Gators or Louisiana Gators?
Man, I don't know, but like my family doesn't really travel. So I was like, took it upon myself. I was like, look, I always wanted to go to Japan, but before I go to Japan, I was like, I want to go to LA. I hit up everybody. Everybody was like, yeah. It came down to it. I went by myself.
Oh,
which is fine.
That's good.
Which is fine.
That's good.
Best time of my life, though. Best time of my life.
A lot of people would be scared to go out by themselves to like anywhere. Yeah.
Nah, I didn't know anybody over there. Oh, take it back. My cousin and this girl I went to high school with. That I was really cool with.
Okay. She's
out there, and so I was just like, go out there. First thing I did, I found out that the golf store, Tyler's store, was opening that day. I was like, I'm gonna go to the opening. I went to the store. And
you went to a couple blocks down the store.
Man, long story short, I was in that line for 6 hours.
Yo.
But I made some cool friends in the process, which is Philip, Rachel, and Roxy, and who I spent the weekend with and stuff like that, and went to the festival with. But when I met Tyler, I was telling him about this story. When I saw him in our future at South by Southwest. I think this is back in 2013. And I remember like yelling out the car. And when I told him about that, he remembered it.
Yo.
And so we was like talking about that. And then I was trying to take a picture with him, but then his bodyguard was like, "No, you can't take no pictures."
So dumb.
And then Tyler was like, "I need like 5 seconds, man." I was like, "All right, cool."
That's awesome.
It was really fun, man. And I met Clancy too, his manager, the next day.
Oh, okay.
Which was like, man, I got to talk with him. He gave me some like words of wisdom,
like music industry advice, or
yeah, because like he also manages Brockhampton. And Frank Ocean and all these other people.
Yeah.
And so when I was talking to him, I was like, hey, like, this is right before the Wolf show. So that show that had at Warehouse Live. And I was telling him, I was like, man, like, I don't know, like, how we're going to, like, sell these tickets and stuff like that. He's like, look, don't worry about none of that. Like, man, Brockhampton was just doing a show earlier this year. They were selling 30 tickets. And now they selling out shows everywhere. So he was like, yo, don't worry about nothing. Just do the best you can. Make the best stuff you can. And people are going to catch on. So that was a great time in LA.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's crazy. Yeah, no, that story's amazing. There's also a bunch of stuff about like your phone like dying and all that, right?
Oh my God. I forgot I told you about that. All right, so
I don't ever forget. I want everyone to know I will never forget anything you ever tell me.
Oh man, I appreciate that because honestly I forgot that I told you that. So, all right. I had an iPhone 6S or something like that. And
say no more. We know why you had some issues. Nah, I'm kidding.
You know that little thing where iPhone, like after a while, like they start dying. The battery, and people was like changing out the battery. But whatever. I was not expecting to be out that long. And so I was in the line. I'm charging my battery. I had an external battery, so I'm charging my phone. Then it gets to the point where 15%. My phone was dying fast, and I'm like panicking because I'm like, if my phone dies, where am I going to charge my phone?
You're in LA, you know, like 2 people.
I know like 2 people, and I can't just call them because I don't know where I'm at. So it's like, man, I was really panicking. I was like, yo, stop panicking. Oh, and the other problem was that because I didn't tell my bank that I was going to LA, they thought I was doing some fraud. stuff in LA.
Shit.
So I was trying to call a Lyft or Uber, and it kept blocking it. It kept blocking. And I was like, oh my God. So as I'm doing this, my phone is dying. So I'm calling Wells Fargo. I'm like, hey, yeah, I'm in LA. I'm using my card. And they're like, okay, cool. It should work now. So now it's at 9%. So I'm like trying to do it, call a Lyft. It's not working still. So I call them back and they're like, oh, it should be fine now. At this point now, my phone is like on 3%. So even if I like call like an Uber, it's gonna die.
It's gonna die.
So I don't even know what type of car it is. So I was like, man, should I just GPS the nearest McDonald's?
Right.
But what if they like I didn't have my charger.
The charger for the battery. Fuck,
I was like, oh my God. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go to this restaurant. So I go to the restaurant. I'm like, hey, do you have an iPhone charger? Like, I'm from Houston. I live in Houston. Like, I don't have a charger with me. Like, look, I'll buy food. Like,
anything.
I was like, I know you got a charger. I know you came to work with a charger. And the girl was like, yeah, I'll charge your phone.
Oh, thank God, bro.
So, man, I was
sitting so fucking stressful.
And I was like, man, luckily, like, it was like, yeah, you can, like, sit right there. Like, the party didn't show up, so I ate my food. I don't know if the food was good or not, so I'm gonna say it's okay.
We'll pass.
But, yeah, man, I was able to go out and then request for that Uber, and got back home, and I was just like, man, I'm just taking a shower. I don't even want to do nothing else the rest of the night.
Yeah, that's so much emotion. You're like, fuck that.
Man, it was all over the place. And that was my first day. That was my first day.
Oh, no. Yeah, I remember you telling me that. I was stressed out when you told me that. I was like, dude.
Oh, man. That's why I'm so conscious, like, whenever I go out of town or anything, like, even from within the city, like, I always keep my phone at least halfway charged.
Yeah, I know. I feel that.
What's it on now? Let's see. That's probably like on 30%. Oh, 58%. Look,
okay, we chilling. We chilling.
It's good. It's good. It's good.
Oh my God. All right. So.
What's it? Sapporo? Sapporo.
Yeah. Beautiful. Had a lot of these in Japan. Speaking of Japan, how was your Japan experience?
Man,
you went. It was you, Nick, and Britt, right?
Yes. Dream come true.
Yeah, God bless.
There was some stuff.
The nerd boy in you was like, God bless. This is the best day ever.
Yeah,
the best
man.
Time.
It was just. I would say I was very tired though the first 2 days because I was very jet lagged because I've never been on a plane that long. That was my second time on a plane.
Gee, your second time on a plane, you're going.
It was like 18. I think it was 18 hours, 21 altogether plus the layover in China. And yeah, man, it was great, man. Like I got to go to different stores and experience the culture, and people almost got into the situation with this guy because he was like I like your hair, and then like he was trying to hug me, so I shoved him because it's like a natural reaction for me. I don't like people touching me.
Gotcha.
So it's like I just shoved him, but that could have been a whole situation. I could have been in jail, and I definitely know Trump now wasn't gonna get me out.
Bruh, yeah, no, he barely got
Trump was
fucking
not
Rocky out. No.
Fucking definitely not about to get me out.
Damn. No, I had some pretty crazy. So part of the thing I wanted to do on YouTube is maybe do like a story time or like where I tell some stories and stuff. Because when I went to Japan, it was just me. 2 weeks by myself. Tokyo, Osaka, Kyoto. Kyoto for like a day.
Yeah.
But
you got the tattoo there, right?
Got the tattoo in Osaka.
Oh,
yeah, I
look
literally
at that.
posted about it today. It was ridiculous. My parents, no one believed me when I got it. They're like, what the fuck? Like, my parents, honestly, like, I got home and they're like, trying to rub it off. Like, no, it can't be real. This can't be.
Did you plan on that happening?
So,
over there? Before you got there?
So, I knew I wanted to get a tattoo in Japan.
Gotcha.
The time that I was going in Japan, it was like Golden Week or whatever for them.
Yeah.
So, it was like a big vacation week. So, when I was reaching out to the shop, I was like, oh, I had some stuff in mind. And they're like, okay, well, we're only going to have like these 2 people here. And so you can choose from the stuff that they have.
Yeah.
Right? I was like, okay. So I was looking at the guy who ended up doing mine, and he had done this like octopus design on someone. I was like, oh, that looks really nice. So when I went in for the consulting, this is in Osaka. When I went in for the consulting, he's like, yeah, I did that one. But it was like the picture, I couldn't tell. It was on someone's leg. So that bitch was giganto on the leg. And I was like, okay, yeah, no big deal. And he's like, okay, well, if I do it on your arm, it'd be like, pretty big. It's going to be like, like fucking this size. And I'm like, yeah, okay, it should be fine, no problem.
Oh man.
And so I was like, whatever. Like I wanted to get the tattoo in Japan. So it's like I don't like saying bucket list, but it's something I want to do is get a tattoo in Japan, Korea, and China.
Gotcha.
Right? And probably other places, but
so
those three.
I realized not to cut you off. I realized I never told you, but I was trying to get a tattoo also in Japan.
Nice.
But I didn't end up doing it because I forgot which one it was. Nick or Brittany. Can't remember which one. They were like, it's like taboo to get a tattoo or something like that. And I didn't really look it up. I was just like, and I just kind of forgot about it. But until I saw you get one, I was like, I could have got. I didn't even think. I forgot about it.
No, yeah. So they are like taboo. Like some places, especially like the onsens, like this,
yeah,
you know, there are ones that like won't let you in unless they specifically say they're okay for tattoos.
Yeah.
But they have people who do it. Like, it's legal. It's perfectly legal. Like, they have shops. In Korea, it's a little not as legal. In China, it's fucking China.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, next time, right? Next time. But
how was your experience going back? Like, you were out there by yourself for 2 weeks.
2 weeks, bro. 2 weeks. And I took Japanese in high school. I took like 3 years or whatever. Oh. But it's like deteriorated to the point where it's like kindergarten fucking Japanese, you know? Like and there's nothing more frustrating than when you're trying to make conversation with these people in Japan. And in my head, I'm like, this is how I would form this sentence logically in English. And then in Japanese, I sound like, you know, a toddler. I'm like, may please have I can this. Deshta. And I'm like, it's so...
I will say, when I went to Japan, people kept asking me like, yo, did you try the sushi? Did you try this and try that? I'm like, I realized I didn't.
Damn.
But I did try, which I believe is native to Japan, which is the Cassis orange. It's like I forgot what. I just remember it was like orange juice type something.
Okay.
Man, those are hidden. It's alcoholic, so.
Oh, okay. Wait, it's a what? What's it called?
Cassis orange.
Cassis orange.
It's CASSIUS.
Okay.
Orange.
It's like some boozy.
Yeah, I don't know what it was.
And you're like going ham on them.
Man, those were. It's almost.
Tasty.
I guess it almost tastes like a mimosa.
Mmm.
From what I can remember.
The orange.
Yeah, but yeah, it was great, man.
Yeah. No. When I was there, one of the cool things was a lot of booze. So that's the thing when you're out by yourself. And I was like, I'm a real big beer guy, so I was trying to hit up some beer spots. And so one of my favorite stories ever was that when I was out there, it was like a Friday. I go to this train station because they have a real popular beer stand, shop, shack, whatever. And then it's like super packed in the inside because it's like small little whatever. And then I start shooting like, you know, talking with one of the guys like sitting outside. He's like just kind of whatever. And so he makes space for me because he's real nice. And then he even offers me a little bit of his meat, like he had to order like a little platter or whatever. So I was like, oh, this is awesome. And he was like fully suited up because it's like, you know, he just got off of work. Like it's Friday. These people are ready for their weekend. And this is like the local spot, whatever. And so, man, that night, like, we were just ended up, like, me trying to talk to him. I had to pull out the Google Translate at some point. And I was just telling him, like, I love beer. I'll drink a lot of beer when I'm in Houston. And he's like, oh. And I don't know if he had this effect when y'all were in Japan. But, like, when you tell people you're from, like, Texas, they're like, oh, shit. And then you tell them you're from Houston, they're like, oh, shit, NASA? And then they fucking...
So, the first night we got there, we went to this bar. And that's when I tried the Cassis Orange. And the guy was like, yo, where y'all from? We're like, from Texas. He was like, huh? It's like, Texas. It's like, Houston. He was like, oh. He was like, NASA. I think he said NASA too. I can't remember. But I just remember when we specifically said Houston, he was just like, oh, okay. Okay, yeah, I know that.
No, man. Everywhere I went, they were like asking, because they're like, who the fuck is this dude just showing up to like our spot? And I'm like, Houston. They're like, oh. And I had this in the hoodie. And so they would see and they're like, oh, NASA. And I'm like, guess where I'm from, bitches.
Exactly. Man, this is, I don't know if you got the same reaction from when you were walking around. But, like, man, people over there was looking at me like I was an
Hell
alien.
yeah. No, so, okay, well... They don't. So that's a thing. Like in Japan, since it's so homogenized, like literally, it's like 99+% only Japanese people. Yeah. So like they're always like, oh, foreigners, right? Yeah. I'm sure, and so the funny thing is when you've been in Japan for so long, you start doing the same thing where everyone who's not Japanese just stands out and you're like, oh, look at that fucking foreigner.
I will say, what's funny is we're in we were staying in Shinjuku and we were like trying to find places to go, and we stumbled upon this like club district part of it, and there's some Nigerian people there.
Oh, I know exactly where the fuck you were. Funny. You were in it's either like Golden Guy or something.
Yeah, Golden Guy. Yeah, man.
Okay.
They was like,
bro.
Hey, yo, man, like, you know.
So they're obviously going up to you and they're like, man.
Yeah, like black guy dreads.
Oh,
and I was like, it was funny. They were trying to get me to go into the club, and like, it's an extra fee. So if you're a foreigner, they charge you extra to get into these places, even if it's a restaurant. Sometimes, like, you really gotta look at the receipt, and like they'll charge you.
Jesus,
it's like hidden fees. So I'm like, oh, okay. It was like, yo, you pay like $10 or like 1,000 yen or like whatever, and then you'll get in. I'm like, nah, man, I'm good. I'm going to the free spot.
Yeah, bro. God,
it didn't even look like it was like booming that night either. I'm just like,
that's so no, they so it's weird. They have stories and stuff about the Nigerian people who work there, because apparently they're either like actually work for like the Japanese like tourists whatever or not, and so I don't know how that all works or whatever, but that's definitely like I think I went there that night once. I think if we're thinking of the same place.
Yeah, no,
it's so funny, man. It's so funny because they have there was literally one spot where it had a sign in front and said, "Not suspicious, like totally okay or whatever, like foreigners welcome." And I'm like, I took a picture obviously because I was like, this is amazing.
I was not expecting to see the Nigerian homies there. That really caught me off guard. That was really funny. I'm like, did I actually leave Texas?
This is a punk.
Man, I don't think I got on the plane.
They pranked you, dude.
I don't think I got on the plane.
Oh no, man, no. So did y'all only do Tokyo, or did y'all go to?
No, we went to. So Nick's friend, Pancho P. He, his friend who he worked with at, I believe Nordstrom, Rocky. I think, you know Rocky?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Well, I think you worked with him at Nordstrom.
Okay.
But, he lives in Kobe with his wife.
Oh, damn.
So we went out there. It was like a 9-hour bus drive, which is one of the worst times of my life.
The bus
on
drive?
That bus.
9-hour bus drive?
It was overnight too.
Overnight, yeah.
That was the one.
Bro, you're supposed to just booze up and then die. That's it.
That was the worst form of transportation, because I couldn't breathe on the bus. So, because it was like it was really stuffy.
Yeah.
My asthma was like getting to me. I'm like, I'm about to die, and I'm trying to I'm like practicing my breathing the whole time, so I didn't sleep the whole time. You can't
relax because you're like, I'm trying to fucking actually function.
And I remember we got off the bus, and like Brittany and Pancho, they were like, "Oh man, that was like the best ride ever." I'm like, I was dying the whole time. On the way back, it was great, but for some reason, I don't know.
That's so crazy.
I was dying. I don't know if it was like the altitude or I don't know, but I just could not breathe at all. But Kobe was fun. Like, we stayed there for the day. Went there. I didn't get any Kobe beef, only because it was just very, very expensive.
Of course, yeah, dude.
And it's like for like this much. It's like $90
name just to tell people like, oh my god, I had it.
Yeah, I was like, I want to do it. I have the cash on me, but nah. But if I would have spent that cash, we wouldn't have gotten back to Shinjuku, because we couldn't. We missed our bus because we couldn't find out where it was.
Damn.
Everyone was trying to like direct us to different places, so we ended up missing the bus.
Fuck.
And so now we're trying to find another bus that goes back to Shinjuku, and which we didn't account for. So we finally got to the bus stop, and the card machine. So the bus is about to leave in like minutes, but the card machine wasn't working, so we couldn't get money back. So I had majority of the cash on me for some reason. Nick, he had cash on him, and Brittany didn't have anything. So me and him put our cash together to get all three of us a ticket back to Shinjuku. And
so it's good.
So funny stuff happened afterwards too. That just made the day even longer. So that whole day, didn't sleep, and then So she left her camera on the bus.
Oh no!
So now we're trying to go back and find the camera. So she's like, "Oh man, I left my camera on the bus."
And you're like,
"Okay, let's go find it."
Damn.
So we located where the bus was at, and so we take the train to the bus stop, and then she left her bag on the bus.
Oh,
a bag on the train. So now we go.
Whoa! Y'all took a train to get to the bus stop because she left something at the bus, and then she left something at the train that you went to get to the bus.
Man, so now we're like,
shout out to Brit. Shout out to 8-Bit Brit.
I don't know if you wanted me to tell that story. I feel bad now. I'm telling you.
Everyone has stories like that. The different people and friends of mine that I know that have gone, like they have. I have a story just like that.
And I don't want to hear it in a second.
Oh God.
So we are. So now we're like, so now in my head, I'm like, all right, we're leaving 3 days. She had a passport, she had a credit cards, everything in that bag.
No.
So I'm just like thinking, I'm like, I know, obviously he can't leave. But I'm like, I wouldn't feel right leaving either. But I'm like, what do we do? So we like thinking about like the embassy and stuff like that. Like, what do we?
Right, for the passport. Yeah.
Cause I'm like, man, I'm like, how I'm gonna explain this to my job if I stay, or I was thinking of like all of these different things in my head. Yeah. But I'm like, all right, let's calm down. It's not gone. Well, it's gone, but we can try to find it.
Yeah.
So we go back on the train, looking through where we were sitting at, find the exact train we were on. It's not there. And we just looking around. We try to find if there's a lost and found. People don't know what we're saying. We try to use Google Translate. And that works. But exactly. And then, so we end up finding this guy, man. He was like a younger guy. I think he was like 20. He spoke English. So we were able to talk to him. He was like, oh, okay. There's a lost and found at that bus station. So we go to the lost and found. And it was there. So shout out to Japanese people.
Japanese people are amazing. Let me just tell you,
They didn't go through the bag.
Of course not, bro. They fucking sanitize that shit. They're like, oh no, we need to make sure this. They're like handing it off to other Japanese people to make sure it gets exactly.
Because if that was anywhere, she would have been in credit card debt. She would have been no funds on her card. Bro. Passport probably would be a different picture. It's like.
No, that is the one thing, man. Amazing, wonderful people. Like I didn't, nicest people ever. The only people that ever gave anyone any trouble in Japan are probably all Australian. But it's fine. It's all great. Australian? No, it's fine. Don't worry.
Okay,
Don't worry about all that.
Don't
worry about all that.
Yikes. No. But what happened to your story? What's your story?
No. So literally, it was just me. I touched down in NRT, so Narita Airport, and I'm trying to figure out. I've never really used a bus, a train, period.
Yeah.
I've been maybe on a train,
but you didn't go at your own
I've never been like,
it.
let me figure out how to use a train. No, so I didn't know any of that. So thankfully I met someone on the plane ride over from China that I was sitting next to, and he was really cool. He actually helped me out basically until I was on the thing to get out of the airport.
Yeah.
And so the main thing was... so I had a pocket Wi-Fi or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. So I knew that it's really important.
Which is essential. Please, if you go anywhere outside of the States, get a pocket Wi-Fi. It's like $45.
Download you some WhatsApp or Messenger.
It'll save you.
Yeah. So I had one of them waiting for me in NRT, Narita. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going through the, like the customs, and then I'm talking to the guy to get my, I bought the rail pass to be able to just like travel around for that first week easily. So I get that. My friend, the guy I met, was there helping me try to get to my train. I'm like, okay, this train. So I'm like, oh my God, I gotta get all my shit and figure out how to get on a train, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And so he's like, okay, it's this one. I'm like, okay, I'm in there. I like get a seat. And I'm like, okay, we're fine. We're chilling. We made it to Japan. I'm finally gonna go enjoy the city. And I'm just like there chilling, right? And then like doors close. We start moving. And so, Narita, it's... I guess approximately 45 minutes to an hour to get into like basically Tokyo Station.
Yeah.
So like into town, right?
Yeah.
So we're chilling. I'm chilling. It's like 15 minutes into the ride, and then I'm like, wait a minute. I didn't actually go pick up the pocket Wi-Fi. I just had. I told them to have it there for me in the post office or whatever.
Yeah.
Yikes. So I was like, okay, whatever. I'll just wait it out. It should be all right. I'll just whenever the train stops or whatever, I'll just go get it. I didn't know it was an hour-long fucking train ride into Tokyo Station. And I was just like, fuck my life, dude. So not only did I have to take an hour-long trip in, I had to take it back to NRT, get my thing, take it back to fucking Tokyo Station.
Right. That's the San Antonio, right?
And I was just freaking out, man. And that was my first day in Japan. And so it was a bunch of that, and then I had to take a bullet train out to Kyoto. So I had a very, very, very eventful.
Where were you staying at? Were you just staying in different places? Did you get different Airbnbs?
I did hostels. So not just Airbnbs, which I think I'll do next time. Yeah. But I did hostels. So it's like shared living spaces, so dorms basically. Yeah. But my first one was in Kyoto for that night. So I thought I was going to get to Kyoto like 7 or 8. Ended up being like 10 or 11 after everything, and I was like, fuck, man. So I was like beyond dead. That was my first time, and I'm like trying to figure out everything.
Were you jet lagged too on top of that?
So that's the one thing. I honestly don't think I was really jet lagged. Like getting there, and then even when I got back to the States, I don't really feel like I didn't notice anything different about my sleeping or anything. There were some times when I was in Japan where I was like sleeping into like noon or so, but that's a combination of because I was out and drinking, and then just because I was like, I'm gonna stay in bed until I figure out where to go.
Yeah.
But and that was the big thing, because it like took out all the time I would have had in Kyoto to get kind of situated and stuff, and it was a fucking time. And then in Osaka, figuring out the loop, like the subway, because they have two. It's a loop, right? So it's just a circle in Osaka, and so you have one line of subways going one direction, the other's going the other direction. Mm-hmm. And let's just say it took me at least 2 or 3 days to figure out the loop, and I was only in there for 2 or 3 days.
So you literally found out.
Bro, subways are fucking difficult. And then I met up with a friend of mine when I finally got back to Tokyo. So that was the cool thing. I actually met up with some high school friends of mine that were like Japanese that went to my high school and stuff. So I met up with them. That was really nice. And then I met up with a friend of mine. She's out in like San Antonio, Dallas, and I actually met up with her because she was teaching English over there as part of like the JET program.
You ever thought about doing that?
That's like my plan C or D. So like if my plan A for like society and like all that doesn't work out, fuck it, I'll just go to Japan and teach English. Like that's my plan C or D.
Yeah.
If the real Marz bar just goes off the deep end,
if all else fails.
Yeah, if y'all don't see me, it's because I'm in Japan teaching English to a nice little classroom of fucking kids. But I met up with her, and she's like, because at the time I was buying the tickets individually to get to the station. So I'm like, I'm going here, I'll buy this ticket, and it's like a goddamn spaghetti fucking plate of different lines and stops, and I'm trying to translate. I can't even fucking read the Japanese. And she's like, just get the card. Just get the little card that you could just do, and then you just fucking go. And I'm like, oh.
And you gotta refill those too, because you realize you keep booping. Yeah, every time, like it takes like $1.75.
Yeah, but so I mean, I've definitely had friends, and like I've had friends that have like left their like wallets and stuff on like the actual bullet trains going out and stuff, and they'd have to figure that whole situation out. So I hear a lot of transportation stories, but that's the thing though. With all that said, I'm like ready next time I go to Japan. Next time I go to Japan, I'm fucking none of that. I'm gonna fucking be a local. Like, oh, excuse me, I need to get on my plane, my fucking train.
Before I travel back to Japan, before I travel back to DR, I'm sprucing up my language.
Mm-hmm.
I got to for me to be interjected into the culture, I have to learn the culture.
Okay, yeah, like real immersed.
I thought, my Japanese is terrible. I can enunciate very well. My Japanese, I don't understand anything.
Yeah.
Spanish is decent.
Okay.
I can form sentences. I can understand really well. But my vocabulary is very low.
Gotcha.
But I can understand really well. But I want to be somewhat fluent next time.
Tip top.
Yeah, for sure. Especially since like some of my friends were like fluent when they went over there, before they went over there. So
yeah, I know Brit, like, I don't know if she was taking Japanese by the time that y'all were out there.
Yeah, she was learning Japanese before we went out there. And I was trying to, like, spruce up on some stuff. But definitely when I got over there, I was like, I didn't remember.
Yeah, no, a friend of mine had the same thing. He went, and he's trying to, the next time he goes back, he's going back soon-ish. He wanted to make sure he was like actually like hitting, like studying Japanese, because he was like, I want to be able to actually talk to the people and stuff. And the people there were really nice. Like, I was doing my best to try to talk to people, you know, in Japanese as much as I could with the stuff I had.
That's how you learn, though.
Yeah, and they were really nice. They were like, oh, you know, like, that's so crazy awesome. Like, this guy just shows up and he knows a little bit of Japanese. Like, what the fuck's happening? It's like a Wednesday.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
Wednesday afternoon at 2.
And I'm like, hey, the real Marz bar showed up. Yeah, man.
What? All right, I always forget to ask you. Where'd you get the name from?
Oh, the real Marz bar?
Yeah.
Do you want the full story-ish? I like the evolution.
I've been telling full stories.
Yeah, I mean, so basically, my like gamer name back in the day was, so I like James Bond.
Okay.
So 007.
I'm trying to connect this.
007, right? Yeah. No, this is gonna be a lot of connecting.
Gotcha.
So I really like James Bond, I guess, or at least I thought 007 was cool. So my birthday is the 27th, right?
Okay.
So 0027. So that's how we got that. And then this is my first original whatever. So then I was like, okay, I could do MP, first name, last name, 0027. And I rocked with that name for a little bit, you know. StarCraft 1, rocked the name for a little bit.
StarCraft.
Put it on my orchestra binder, you know, MP 0027. Boom. Everything was fine until one day someone, I guess, picked up my orchestra binder and was trying to find me. And they're like, who's MP 27?
Oh, my God.
Said and done, dropped the name.
Yikes.
Stopped using the name after that. I was like, all right, we're going to have to fucking come up with something else. I'm over it. Nope, we're not doing that anymore. And so that's where I was like, okay, I'll do something with like my name. So like so my name is Marcial, Marcil. Like, okay, Mar. We could do something like Mars, something whatever. So then I was like, oh, Marz bar candies. Boom. Marz bar candy. M-A-R, boom. And I was like, I'll put a Z because, you know, I'm in middle school.
Cool.
And that's what you do. You just add Z's, you just add X's, underscores. That's what you do. So, boom. Marz bar 27. Gotta rep my birthday, I guess. So, boom. Marz bar 27. Bow. And so, I was rocking that name. Good long time. And then at some point, I guess this was like 2012, 2013, so like high school still, Instagram was popping off, I guess. People were like getting Instagram and stuff, and I hadn't really been on that. I was still, you know, Facebook or whatever, so I was like, okay, whatever, I'll make Instagram. This will be cool. And so in my head, I thought this was the funniest thing ever. I remember we were like in the Denny's when I was making my fucking Instagram. I was like, oh, you know, like celebrities. Celebrities are like, oh, this is the real whatever. And I'm like, oh, wow, this will be hilarious. I'll be the real Marz bar. Boom. So I was like, fuck it. I'll do that because it'll be cool because it's like a new-ish social media at the time, or at least I wasn't doing it. And I was like, fucking celebrities are probably doing it. I was like, I want to make sure I distinguish myself from the fakes. Yeah. The real Marz bar.
Yeah, because, I mean, you're the original, so anything after that is derivative of
I'm just saying. I don't want people getting twisted. I'm the real Marz bar. Yeah. And so ever since then, I've just been rocking with that. When I was playing Smash, I would put, since in Smash you only have, when we play PM, it's only like a 5 or whatever character limit. I would just put Marz, M-A-R-Z. And everyone, instead of calling me, you know, I would use the real Marz bar as my tag. And then people would just shorten it as like Marz bar. And then as my actual tag in game, I could only have like M-A-R-Z and then I put like an exclamation point or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so eventually it just got shorter and shorter. So now some people just call me Marz because my first name's difficult because, you know, fuck y'all for learning Spanish or whatever. But people just call me Marz.
It's not that different.
And I'm like, okay, that's fine. I like that. So in high school, they used to call me Marcel. And I was look, I didn't have it in me to correct people. I still probably don't have it in me to correct a lot of people. I try to set them straight from the beginning. So I'll take it. I'll take the Marz. And so I'll just go by Marz. And now I'm thinking of either... All my social media is the real Marz bar. I'm going to leave it like that. But on everything else, I'll just probably put Marz because it's just shorter and whatever. And fun fact, there's like an Australian YouTuber that's like the Marz bar. He's been doing shit for a while.
Man, we don't mess with him.
He's probably aight. He aight, but you know, shouts out to him.
Yeah, shouts out.
He's not the real one. And I've definitely like been playing games and people are like, "Are you like Marz bar, like the YouTube Marz bar?" And I'm like, I am.
So
now.
you gotta look at it like this. He's probably getting the same thing about him.
Probably, yeah. So that's how it all went down, and now the real Marz bar and everything, and it just started off as a funny joke. It's like, celebrities will probably have the real.
That's an interesting story. That's funny because now I think about it. I think about all like the celebrities, like producers or like actors, like the real, and then
or real whatever, just whatever. And I was like, it'd be cool. Yeah, and it's been fun. I've been rocking for a long time, and that's what we're rocking. The real one.
I mess with that.
It's hype.
That's funny.
It's fun. Yeah, but that orchestra story, bro, I tell people and they fucking crack up. I'm just like, yeah. After that, I was just like, I'm over it. Nope, I can't take it anymore, dude. Man. Shouts out to the viola.
I'm sorry to hear about that.
That's fine. Yeah, but good stuff. Japan's amazing. I can't wait to go back. I've been like fucking. That's how bad I want to go. Is that I'll post up deals on my Instagram, like, guys, look, it's only $500, $600. Y'all should go. And everyone's like, just shut up and buy the ticket already. I'm like,
I want to go this year, but I want to go to Greece before I go.
Greece.
Yeah, I've always been into Greek mythology. And,
okay. Yeah.
Always want to go, and especially when I see pictures like on Instagram and Twitter and stuff.
Like, whoa!
It's like Santorini. I'm like, that looks beautiful, and I want to go.
Damn.
So hopefully I get to go this year.
After dropping your new music.
Yeah, after this new music will be out before we get out.
Hey, y'all heard it here first, folks.
It won't be long. I'm actually starting to slowly get back into making music. I've been like on a film tip recently.
Yeah, no. So yeah, you're telling me that.
So it's like last year I was like making stuff here and there, like with different people. Like this year I want to collaborate more with different people.
Okay.
Different people I really like. Locally, globally, whatever. There's a few interesting people I want to work with.
Nice.
We'll see what they price hitting for. See if I can afford that.
Gotcha.
And then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
But I've just kind of been on the film.
Staying creative, right?
Yeah,
like still,
creative.
Even if it's not music, you're taking your kind of like creative, artistic talents and like.
Yeah, cause like my friends they would send me beats. They were like, oh yo, like. This is what I've been making recently. Like even like earlier today, like the homie Kunle was like showing me his beats he'd been working on, and he just started producing. So I was like, man, I gotta get back into it.
You're feeling the itch.
I'm feeling the itch again. Oh. I gotta get back into like writing and stuff in that capacity. I've been more so writing, like screenwriting and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You're trying to do it all. You're trying to do it all, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to do it all. I'm trying to do it well. I'm trying to do it as best as I can. Because I got some things I want to do in the future. Mm-hmm. Because I'm gonna say it now. I've told my friends already know. So it's only gonna be
married.
Huh? Tomorrow, actually. Tomorrow, man. I forgot to send you the invite.
Damn.
You're Marz, so you can just walk straight in.
I just fucking crash that shit now.
You can walk straight in, man. Don't say object though. But no, yeah, after 3 albums I'm done.
What?
I'm done.
What?
It's done.
What?
So I have them mapped out. I kind of have an idea, at least for the first 2, but the third one.
What?
Yeah.
What? You're just gonna become you're gonna be the outside guy, like.
I don't know. I just like endings. Like.
You want to end that? You want to close the chapter on that?
Yeah. I mean, I'll do like Yatu related stuff, collaborations, but solo stuff for me. Like I know what I want to say. Mm-hmm. So it's a matter of like keep building that skill, refining that skill. Mm-hmm. Like I've been also just sitting back and like trying to relearn how to make songs. So I listen to a lot of like stuff I'm inspired by. I really dissect it and like why do I like this, how it's arranged.
Why did it? Like the music theory behind this.
Yeah, because I learned like I've always played by ear, and my uncle's like a multi-instrumentalist, and he showed me how to play piano early on. I was in choir and stuff, but kind of rejected a lot of that stuff. But once I like later on in life, I'm like, damn, I don't remember anything. So I was taking piano lessons and stuff, and I was really getting like reading sheet music and playing at the same time. I was like, that's crazy. But then, cause I know certain music that I want to make, but I have to build the skill set to do so.
Gotcha.
So it's like
you're like going back to basics, like fundamentals and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
just learning why I like certain songs and why I like this and why I like that, and yeah, just trying to refine that, and then like, okay, so when making something, like I have stuff in the can, but when I make stuff, I'm like, okay, the songwriting is better.
So it's like having a bunch of different like tools in your tool belt, and so like to make the sound and stuff that you want to actually envision, you want to make sure you can draw from as many different things and like make it all fit. Yeah,
because I was learning from like some of my musician friends, like that play guitar and like classically trained in piano and stuff. I'm like when I would meet up with them after this, like when I would meet up with them, they're like, we're about to play this in the key of G, and I'm like, man, like I feel like I know it, but like no, I know
you
it.
probably hear it and you're like, okay, I got you.
Yeah, so like they be playing and stuff like that, and I'm like, oh, okay, so let's take all of this and like try to make a song out of it.
Awesome. I like it.
Yeah, I just
bring, like, it's like you were saying before. It's like you want to bring it to another level, and you feel like this is something that you can kind of improve and work on to kind of get up to some other level.
Yeah, and also like I don't know, I'm kind of
a nerd.
That, and also like rebellious as well. So like when I know people like certain things, like I try to do the exact opposite.
Oh my god!
So like,
don't put me in a box.
Exactly. So like, I remember last year, for some reason, like Tracy's Car, the song I released on my last project, it was just like starting to move, and it's like at like 100,000 plus plays on Spotify and stuff like that, and like.
I'll play it at my next party.
Exactly. No, don't do that. They did that last night.
Come on.
They did that last night. I was at a party. They started playing Spectrum. I was
like, bruh.
I was like, come on, man.
We'll just interject real fast. How do you feel about that? Like, do you not like
someone didn't center their attention.
Okay, so I've heard that before from other artists where I've had them at like parties of mine, and they like have music, and they're like, oh, they're kind of like low-key about like, yeah, I have some stuff on like Spotify, whatever, and people are like, oh, like, can we play it or whatever? And he's like, they're like, let's not, like, let's
yeah, not, it's two ways. So
I can't hire y'all to play a party of mine.
Sure, no, I'll be down to do it.
I give you a mic, bro. You're not gonna fucking drop.
Well, you did that last time. You tried to do some freestyle. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Let me take that out now. But yeah. I appreciate it, and I get why, but it's just like it's two things. I don't like being the center of attention, and before we release anything, I've heard the song about 1,000 times, so I don't want to hear it again.
Because you're fucking mastering and mixing it.
Yeah, so like I don't want to hear it again. Damn. So it's like, but it's both of those mixed together. But I appreciate it though, like the fact that they did that last. They did it twice. I'm like, they played the video. So like everyone's watching. It's like a lot of people. Everybody's watching.
You're just like a party.
My friend Usman's. It was his surprise birthday party.
Gotcha.
So after I was done shooting, I went over there.
You're always shooting. This guy just stays shooting, bro. You fucking killing on the street.
I'm trying. I ain't killing people. We shooting film. We shooting, to clarify, film. So yeah, after we shooting last night, I was like, all right, let me go to the party. And as soon as I got in,
the function. 2020, we're only calling parties functions.
Function. I got to the function. And I like that. I'm only headed to the function. It's 2020. And so like, yeah, that was like, we just chilling for a little bit, and a friend of a friend, my friend Usman's friend, who found out like from Usman about I do music. I talked to him recently at the Instagram. Bro. He was typing in on the TV. Shout out to Adam. Yeah, he was typing on the TV Spectrum. I didn't see it, and I just heard. I'm like, oh my god!
You're like, this really about to happen right now?
I'm looking at it, and everybody's like, oh, what is this?
They're like,
and Usman was like, yeah, that's Langston, like he does music. And then Jericho's getting hype. I'm like, come on, man, stop. I don't like being the center of attention.
Man, yeah. You know, I don't know if you know this. So like performers, they like perform on a stage, right, where people are like looking at them and stuff. Talk about that.
I don't even like performing.
Talk about.
I do and I don't. I do and I don't. Yeah. Like, there's. To go back to
we just had a whole hour-long section of you trying to be an entertainer for the people, and you don't even.
No, all right. Yeah. I appreciate everybody that come. I want to make an experience, but like, I just really, I don't know. I just like making stuff and just putting it out there, consuming it in what way you want to. But I mean, I wouldn't mind performing. Like somebody asked me to perform right now, I'd do it for sure.
Yeah, I got a birthday party on the 27th. I'm kidding.
No, I'm
kidding.
I'm
kidding. No, but that is interesting. Just the thought of that, of like, you know, obviously as someone who performs music and like, you know, you fucking stage and stuff, but to hear them say like, I don't want to be this.
I don't, because I don't really like. I don't get nervous. I don't get nervous though at all.
Right, like you could do it.
Yeah.
But you're not sitting there like, I want to fucking just spotlights on me, and you're about to fucking do a single. Yeah.
I'm not that guy that's like all attention on me. I'm like, even like when I used to go to functions back in college, which I rarely went to, but when I did, like I was just chill in the kitchen. Let's just chill. Like I wouldn't be drinking anything. People would just come up to me. But I'm not the guy that's like on top of the couch, like, yeah, look at me.
Some bitches, look at me. Yeah.
Or like Seth and Superbad, like, let's do another one for me. Nah, I'm not that guy.
I feel that. No, I feel that. Sometimes like friends of mine will hype me up. Like, let's say I go to a function or something, and I'm like wearing like Weeb Shirts, whatever. They're like, oh, you know, yeah, let's just that's just stuff, and I'm just there like, dude, I don't go out like advertising like Weeb Shirts.
Yeah, it's just like you. This is how it feels. If you can try to relate to it, it feels like you're with your friend, and there's a attractive woman right there. And he's like, yo, this is my best bro ever. Like, he saved like eight kittens.
Thanks for letting me borrow your Ferrari last night,
exactly. Bro. It's like, that's how it feels. It's like, come on, man. Like,
can we not? Right now?
Yeah, that's how it feels.
Yeah,
and it's funny that you feel the same way when your friends do it.
It's happened before, and I'm just like, I didn't ask for this. I don't want this.
But yeah, like I said before, as I prefaced it, I really appreciate it though that, you know, people are kind enough to do that. You know?
For sure. Right. I mean, they do it in the best intent. They're like trying to gas you up. They're like, oh shit, this is my friend. He does this amazing shit. I want to show it out. But you're like, I don't want to turn this celebration of literally someone else's like birthday, and you're like, don't want to turn it into me. Yeah. I feel that.
And it kind of felt like, I was like, nah. But I know.
All in the best intention.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel that. No, I get you. I got you, bro. I got you. It's fine. I'll book y'all for my birthday. I got you.
How long is the set, you know?
As long as y'all want, I guess. I don't fucking...
Okay.
We're just karaoke, and then it's like, oh no, it's one of Langston's songs. Who's going to karaoke next?
You don't want me to karaoke. My voice is trash.
What? Yeah. Bro.
My voice is trash.
What? Come on. Don't say that.
Nah.
Bro.
It's funny. Like I said, I used to be in choir, but my voice is trash. I'm trying to get it better.
Used to be.
Trying to get it better.
Singing's a lot, bro. I go to karaoke, and like after one song, my voice is just like... Like it's
because you don't really use those muscles like that, you know. It's certain muscles that, I mean, you speak obviously, but it's a different thing of like holding a note or like changing the pitch of your voice.
I don't know how to sing in key.
Singing in key.
Fuck that. That's magic.
Yeah, exactly.
That's legit magic, bro. I don't fucking. Don't go to karaoke with me. No, go to karaoke.
Go to karaoke with me.
It's very fun. We'll have fun. I'll have fun.
That's all that matters. Like in that setting, it doesn't matter if you're good or you're not. Well,
no one's scoring you.
That's opinion based anyway. But that's a place where you go to kind of unwind and be your true self. You know. So I applaud that.
And listen to Korean music. Sing along, bro.
But you won't catch me up there unless I do like.
Nice to sit on the couch like. Okay, that was nice.
Yeah, I like that.
He had a tambourine, like...
I might have to do You Don't Have to Call by Usher, though. I might pull up on that
see? You always got to have a song. You have to have the song ready for the karaoke. He's like, oh, no. And then they start playing. You're like, I got this.
Yeah. Anybody else? Nah. But that song, come on, I'll do it. I'll do it for sure.
Oh, my God. Oh, right. All right. I don't know how long we've been doing this.
I don't know.
You think I know you had stuff, I guess.
Keep going. I'm chilling.
I don't know. I'm trying to think. This is the first time I actually drew a blank.
I mean,
we'll end on something strong. So,
this is about to be serious.
No, I mean, yeah. It's just like, so Langston, do you remember 2 years ago when?
Nah, go ahead.
No. I don't know. So I guess to bring it back full circle, part of the reason why I really want to have a series like this is to show the cool things that I know I have, like some friends of mine that have cool things, not even just cool things, but have stuff going on / easy to talk to, friends that I don't really get to catch up with, or friends that I want to personally gas up or have or show. Like this is a awesome, interesting person that I'm super grateful to have met, and this is the things that they have going on, and it's fucking amazing, right? That's part of the reason why I really wanted to have you on. Really want to have all the other people. Yeah. So I mean, how did you, like, have you always been so musically inclined / interested from when you were like little? Because like you would call yourself a musician now?
Yeah, for sure.
Right. So, but that's like after hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of doing and being like fully immersed in just music, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, like, was this something that you had been super interested in from early on, or like what?
So the start of that really comes from just always. So I'm from New Orleans, so like, you know, jazz music originated there. So music is very centered there. So it's like a lot of brass band stuff, a lot of second line dancing, and so I grew up around music. So I mean, in elementary school to choir and stuff like that, but I didn't. I know some people like I started writing songs in elementary school. I don't think I had the capacity to do that. But I remember
Pokemon.
Actually, I took it back.
Nope.
I wrote a song. I remember my mom. I did something, and then I remember I made this song. I was like singing it. It was like Everything I Do Is Wrong. Very edgy for like a 5th grader.
Okay.
But then I stopped. Then back in middle school, I remember. Found out 7th grade. I found out about like Lupe and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Because he was on late registration, and I was like, "Who's this guy?"
Gotcha. Yeah.
And,
for Touch the Sky.
Yeah, Touch the Sky. So I was like, "Who's this guy?" And I just started looking into it, and then I was like,
"Yeah, you listen to the cool ones, and you're fucking game over."
Well, before then, it was just like Food and Liquor just came out, and
okay.
And I was listening to that heavy, and then I remember that summer. I started rapping with a friend of mine named Ahmed, and then the first beat I rapped over was Kick Push. So I wrote like a little story about me killing people and stuff like that, because I didn't know what to talk about, because I obviously wasn't doing that.
Yeah.
And it was really wild now I look back on it, but I was 12 and I didn't. Very impressionable.
Fuck it.
So.
I mean, Goblin, you know, Tyler Creator's early stuff is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like
Bastard,
that.
Yeah.
I was talking about killing people and running into people's houses. I'm like, it doesn't even make sense. But it's because my brothers were rapping. I have 3 other brothers, but 2 of them were rapping.
Are you the youngest?
Yeah, I'm the youngest of 4. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And they were rapping and stuff like that, and writing and putting out mixtapes and performing and stuff like that. And so. They always was like just out and about, and they met people that did music and they were producing beats and stuff like that. And so one of the guys at my apartments, his name was Spider, and I remember him working with Fruity Loops, and I was like, "Yo, like I give you my Xbox if you show me how to use this." This is in 7th grade, and I gave him my Xbox, and then we moved like 2.
Oh no!
And I lost contact with him.
But that's how much you were like super like I want to learn this stuff.
I gave him my Xbox.
Oh no!
I gave him my Xbox, and that was crazy back then. Now I think about it, but I gave it to him. Like in the documentary one day, they have to put that part in there.
Oh yeah,
that's so crucial to the story, because I gave him my Xbox. I'm like, hey, like. Show me. This is like Fruity Loops 4 or something like that.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Bro.
And I was like, yeah, I got to do it. And then tried writing some stuff. I'm like, this is trash. Then, like I said, back in the high school, it was just like, it was just fun. You know, it was just like, let's try to be like Lupe. Let's try to do triple entendres and stuff like that.
We'll be real lyrical with it.
Let's be real lyrical with it, which that's hurt my brain nowadays. But yeah, that's really.
And then you've just been kind of keeping on, like building, finding other people, like after sharing, or at least, you know, I mean, obviously you met these. I don't know if like you had met, like Peanut and Kunle and all them through music, or if you just kind of met them.
Literally just like met them through like playing basketball, and, you know, just like talking about anime
like,
and video games.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this is what I like. This is kind of what I do. And then they're just kind of like, oh, okay.
And everybody was just like, oh, okay. And it just really just happened. It never was like a grand idea where we were like, let's just do this. Let's put this together. And like, nah. Okay. Early on, it was just like, let's go play basketball. Let's go eat hot Cheetos and drink Arizona iced teas afterwards.
Gotcha.
Terrible. Killing our intestinal organs, man. Just killing.
Hey. Yeah, but I think this is just a guess, but I'm going to feel like after talking to some more other people that I see, that we're going to see maybe like a theme of like having done it or started it, not early on, but having like a track record of kind of building on it, kind of dabbling with it for a little bit, and then somehow meeting other people from just them expressing like, this is stuff that I like or do, and then meeting people who either like bump that up or like do that more with or something. I don't know. I'm interested. We'll see.
I know you want to end it off on that note, but I really want to ask you this question because I don't know if because I'm obviously share this video too, so there's gonna be people that know me but don't know you. Sure. So I want to use this time to ask you, what made you want to create Weeb Shirts?
Oh, Weeb Shirts? Oh, okay. So the story about it basically was so I had wanted to do an online store or shop or something, and it had kind of made sense in my head to like do something like anime related, because obviously, you know, I fuck heavy with it, and I go to anime conventions, and I always see, because I go to
we didn't talk about that.
No, I mean, I go there. I go to tons of anime conventions, you know, at least in Texas and stuff, but you'll always see the same kind of lame shirts and stuff, like the same. So like it'll be like Pokemon shirts that are definitely registered and trademarked, and definitely you can't sell. But anyway, but like Dratini Martini stuff, and just like the same kind of stuff that didn't really hit for me. Like I'm just kind of like, whatever, same old stuff. I you know, obviously I bought some, but
of course.
And so that's when I kind of had started learning about being able to like run online businesses and being able to kind of do stuff online to that capacity. And so, you know, I had kind of thought of, you know, what if I just opened up like a Shopify store and just kind of got into that, and what if I just figured out how to find designers or something, and, you know, reached out to people, because there are websites like Fiverr and Upwork where you can hire designers to do, or hire people to just do fucking anything. I could hire someone to do anything. Yeah. And so what really pushed me over the edge though is it was on my birthday. We went to New Orleans actually. For MechaCon. It was like my birthday weekend, and then they had an anime convention that they do every year, basically that weekend in July. And so I was there. I was kind of walking around, wandering by myself by the dealer's room, and then some person had like stopped some other guy or something, and they were just like, "Wow, I really love your like shirt or whatever." And it was like a full head. It was basically like a head, like a giant head of some anime girl. I think it was from Love Live. I don't remember, but it was just something like that, and it was something I could tell that they obviously didn't buy there at the convention. It was something like they had gotten because they really liked that character or whatever. And I remember just like overhearing that, and I'm just like, man, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and fucking start, like actually put the things into motion, because I had everything laid out. I knew what website I would use to host it. I knew where I would find designers and stuff. I knew kind of how to get started, right? And it's a big theme in a lot of the stuff that, especially now that I'm trying to do, but it's just telling people to just kind of like start. Like, even if you don't have the wherewithal to know where you're going to end up, just kind of starting. That's the important step. Taking the first steps. Because you'll always I could have sit back and thought like, oh, well, what if this? Or how will I do this? Or what if blah, and do-do-do-boo. But instead, especially after that convention, I was like, man, I'm just going to go ahead with it and just kind of start. So I had like reached out to a designer. I was like, hey, it was off Fiverr. I was like, hey, could you like whip up a design or something? Here's kind of what I had in mind. Then Hurricane Harvey hit, and then I reached back to him a couple months after, and then that's really where we got started. So Weeb Shirts opened, so if that was, my birthday was in July. Yeah. Weeb Shirts officially opened up in February 1st. Because so Harvey happened, like August, September, whenever school had just started. So maybe September-ish, August, yeah. After it kind of like winded down, the water started receding a little bit. I reached back out. I was like, okay, thanks for design. Let's try to do some more. And then I had some designs get ready. And then I told myself, okay, look, I need to pick a date to just open the store, or it's just never going to happen. I'm going to sit back and keep thinking, I need more designs. I don't think these designs are good enough. I don't think I'll have enough merch. I don't have enough promo. Yeah. So I was like, I'm going to pick a date, February 1st, and we're going to go fucking live. We're doing it. And so, I mean, I just stuck by it. I got the domain and everything. We did a test order with a friend of mine. We did a test order to make sure everything came out like I figured or whatever. And then since then, it's just been getting the ball rolling and going and going and going. And just this past, like, you know, the start of this month was our second year anniversary and drop.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And then, yeah, so this year I wanted to have a focus on making sure I take it a lot more serious. And that's really it. Basically, it was just kind of like, could I try to find designers and make a brand or make this merch? And really, the whole idea for Weeb Shirts is just kind of like the cool, like the idea in my head was like the cool, awesome, fun, party-ish brand, because a lot of the brands now are just kind of like streetwear, kind of edgy, real that aesthetic. And I want to do something more like bright, colorful, real party, like, oh shit, here's Weeb Shirts, is fucking going down. Blah, blah. That was the idea. That's why the original tagline is like, catch me at a con. It's like, oh, it's lit.
That's pretty funny.
But yeah, and then since then it's just been going and going and going and going. I've met a lot of people with great support last year, like cosplayers, models and stuff, and that really pushed it further along, because they're amazing photographers, amazing creatives on their own, like in what they do.
So do you call like cons? Do you call those the function? Or is it?
No, the after parties would be called functions. The function would be.
It gets wild after cons though.
It can. I mean, I don't know like crazy parties, but like, because you'll get hotel rooms and they're usually connected to whatever the fucking. So like, you can have like con parties in like hotel rooms, or just now at PAX South, there was like literally nights, like events every night of like after parties and stuff, or like events that people were hosting. So I'm just going, hey, let's go get some drink tickets and blah, blah. Yeah. So it can get kind of. I mean, I'm sure if you hang around the crowd that's like doing it, and all the cosplayer people that I've met through cosplaying here in Houston are all super awesome. I met up with them at this past weekend at PAX South. It's always love. Yeah. So yeah, convention's amazing, and then we've just been trucking at it, going at it. Yeah.
Man, keep doing that, man.
Yeah, it's fun. Cause I'm not giving up, yeah.
Because I remember, I want to say, it's funny because you have it right here, but I haven't started watching JoJo yet. I remember you cosplayed as
the sailor,
this
guy,
Gappy.
Yeah.
I was like, man, that's pretty cool, because up until that point, I don't think I've known anyone that cosplayed. I've always just seen it. I always just seen it like online, but I didn't know anyone personally.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that was fun. It took me a year or two, maybe even 3, a year or 2 or 3 of me going to conventions and finally working up the courage, or finally like, okay, I'm going to pick a character and actually going out to do it. So Gappy, he wasn't my first. Maybe that weekend it was my first. I don't remember, but I've been going to conventions for a while. And fun fact, at these conventions, man, I personally had the hardest time going up to cosplayers and stuff to like ask for pictures and stuff. Like me personally, like that's just the thing. And I was like, I've never really done it. It's just weird, which is silly because they're there to like if you're not weird and trying to creep on them to take pictures. But it was just the hardest thing ever for me, and I've been going to these for so long. And then it's like finally like a character that I like really like, and they're like, okay. And my friends are just like, go fucking take a picture. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, you gotta do it.
Stop. Yeah, it's just stuff like that.
Is it basic to cosplay as Naruto?
It's not basic. You're gonna have people doing that every year. You're gonna have those. You're gonna have Harley Quinns.
Like that's lazy
convention? Nah. I mean, if you like it, nothing's lazy, man. You're gonna see fucking Super Saiyan. You're gonna see like Goku and stuff. Any convention you go to, doesn't matter. The important thing is just having fun with it, man, and then actually doing it. So like, it's so fun to cosplay, like to go to the convention and then you're like wearing a character you really like and you like worked on it, or you bought it, or maybe you made accessories, or maybe you just bought it and you're fucking ready. Did your makeup?
I'm gonna dress up as Shenron.
Shenron? Do it, bro. Just have a nice little long tail as you go around. Whoa. Have a set of Dragon Balls, like whoa.
I'm sure to dress up as Piccolo.
Do it. No. Piccolo.
I'm gonna figure out something.
Piccolo's OG. No. I try to do a Piccolo voice. Gohan. The balls are inert.
Yo, that's that's pretty good.
I'm working on it.
That's pretty good. I'm working on it. For real though. What you call it? You ever thought about voice acting?
No, but I try to have fun with it. So for like I play a lot of D&D.
Okay, yeah.
And so for that, you kind of have to get in. Like, it's really fun if you role play and you're like as your character, you're like, oh, coming up with voices. Mm-hmm. So I never thought about it. You know, I know his name on Instagram, but fucking, because we have a mutual friend from Minerva.
Oh, Orlando's. Yeah, he voice acts for Asahi on Haikyuu.
Yep. Which was ridiculous. Like the first time I had found that out, or I guess I went to like, I forget if it was at the Minerva party. I think it was at the party that y'all had, and I met him, and I was like, what? I was like, say that again? And he's like, yeah, I'm a voice actor for the English dub of Haikyuu. I was like, shut the what?
Yeah,
how do you what?
He really. I remember he told me I think when he first started doing it, I was like, yo, that's crazy. Like, how did you get into that Funimation bag?
Yeah, I was like, well, you telling me to drive up to like fucking Dallas or whatever for Funimation to record? He's like, yeah. I'm just like my head exploded because I'm like, what?
Yeah, he told me how. I mean, he worked in theater, so he's he's a thespian. So his instructor had the plug for that, and he's like, you should do it.
It's fucking crazy.
I just watched it recently because
Haikyuu's amazing. No, Haikyuu's amazing.
I can't get into it. I don't like sports anime.
Bro, that's me. I feel you. Because if you had told me I would have fallen in love with a volleyball anime, I've been like, you're fucking off your ass. But shit goes whole.
Okay, so all right. So since I got the Marz step,
I'm just saying, like, I didn't watch the basketball one. I didn't watch the baseball one. I didn't watch Hajime no Ippo, which apparently the boxing one's also really good.
I heard that's good, and I started watching that one.
Okay,
but I always forgot to.
I'm telling you, Haikyuu, that shit. I've never like gotten like emotionally worked up because of a volleyball, but let me tell you, that shit goes.
Okay, I'm not gonna check it out now.
I'm just saying.
I'm been
ease into it.
Yeah, because even like, all right, so with Hunter x Hunter.
Okay.
Took me a long time to watch that.
Well, I mean, it's fucking long, dude.
Not even just that. Just to start it. Like So
you've been hearing how amazing it is, and then
hearing how amazing it is. It's made by one of my favorite creators because my favorite is Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh, okay.
So you know he made Hunter x Hunter. So I was like, all right. So I'm starting this, and I watched like the first like 12 minutes. I was like, get into it. So I waited a whole year later.
Yeah.
To watch it again. And I was like,
this is fucking amazing. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. No, they say that's like the like peak shonen anime is Hunter x Hunter. But I just never... I watched like the first 12 or whatever, first little bit, but that's like the deep, dark secret of the world is that I don't even watch that much anime, honestly. I just I just don't, like... it's hard for me to keep up with stuff, bro.
Dang,
I'm sorry. Giant...
I know you watch My Hero over there, right?
Fakest... I haven't caught up with the newest season.
Okay, that's fair enough.
At least you watch it. Yeah.
Okay, because I remember I said something on Twitter one day. And you was like, you could talk about it with me, and I was like, oh yeah, you caught up. Because like, there's something like
that's the saddest news ever. Is like the real Marz part, bro. I just don't.
We'll edit that part out so to keep up the mystique of Marz.
I seriously haven't. The last one I was watching was Dr. Stone, and that one I was glad I did because that one's fucking amazing. That one's basically like fucking like it's like Jimmy Neutron / like fucking Minecraft. He's just like, we gotta make it. We're gonna science this shit.
I haven't watched it yet. I know about it because I know it deals with a lot of science-based stuff.
Oh yeah. It's like if you ever watched the movie The Martian, where he has to like he's like stuck on Mars and he has to figure it out or whatever. Bro, that Dr. Stone, great. But other anime, I just haven't gotten around to it. I've been wanting to catch up to Boku no Hero because everyone just keeps posting shit about it now, and I'm like, yo, y'all need to stop this shit.
This past season was crazy.
Yeah.
It's still ongoing, but this past
I'll catch up.
Was ridiculous.
I'm ready. Haikyuu started. I've been watching Haikyuu.
That's on my watch list.
Fucking amazing.
It's on my watch list.
And you would never think someone would be geeked over volleyball anime. Let me tell you.
No, you're not the first person though.
Let me tell you, that should go.
You're not the first person I know that I've met that is crazy about that. Because every time that was
like one of my first cosplays. I think that was maybe my first.
Really?
The fucking the Kageyama, the black-haired guy.
Yeah.
Huh. Fun fact.
Yeah, we'll edit that part out where he doesn't really watch it.
I watch so much anime.
I'm not judging you on it. I just assumed.
I'm not a fake fan, alright? I do it for the people. I'm sorry. I don't have time.
I
don't make time. I'm not gonna say I don't have time. I don't make the time. I do stuff like having podcasts with my friends and making YouTube videos.
Look, I honestly haven't. There's certain ones that I just watch now, but it's just even just TV shows and movies in general. I started this thing where I try to go to the movies like once or twice a week.
Okay, like keep up.
Yeah, keep up. I've been falling off with that. People be like, you should watch this show. You should watch this show. Majority of them I kind of watched, but and then add on anime on top of that. It's just like it's just too much, especially like the newer stuff. It's like
it's a lot of hours.
The only thing I keep up with is My Hero. I'm starting to read the manga of Demon Slayer.
Oh, okay.
So Demon Slayer. Have you watched Demon Slayer?
I watched like one episode. Like friends of mine were trying to watch like anime that was about to start airing. So like I watched one episode and then everyone just like fucking
I'd say that's probably one of the best right now.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's what everyone's
But outside of that, I work a lot. I do a lot of creative stuff. It's kind of hard finding time.
I mean, bro, you're out here trying to film, trying to record, no more than 3 albums, you know. You're out here fucking too busy doing photo shoots and shit.
The reason I have to put it here because I know one day someone's going to watch this video and they're going to see. I said it here first.
Uh-oh.
So, yeah. Yeah, so hopefully they watch the whole thing.
Yeah. No, God bless. I believe it. Cool. Yeah.
I mean,
you want to end it on that note? You had me fucking talking about myself and stuff.
I wanted to though, because I want people to know.
I'll do a flip. I'll do a flip episode one day. I'll keep recording these, and I'm sure at some point someone's gonna be like, "So the real Marz bar, when you were 5."
I think it's important to ask you stuff too. Because it's a conversation at the end of the day.
We'll do it. Who was it? So you know Nardwar?
Yeah.
So who was it that he had on that like tried to flip the whole thing? Was it Pharrell or? It was someone who like it was like after the second or third one, he's like, all right, I'm gonna fucking interview you and give him gifts and shit.
It sounds so familiar. But as I'm just thinking about all the times that people get mad at him. Like I remember Currency and Jay-Z got mad at him.
Too much. He's too much.
It really is.
Oh my god. Cool. All right. I think I'm ready to call it. I guess.
Yeah, it's about.
I want to make sure you get on.
I gotta go to the session.
You gotta go to the session or function.
The session. Starts at 7:30. And it's 7:15.
Damn. Okay. Well.
That's cool.
I really appreciate you coming out here.
Man.
I really did enjoy talking up and catching up.
Of course.
You retelling all your amazing stories. I'm really happy that you're the first episode. You're the first ever here on whatever this is gonna be.
I didn't know that until we actually sat down because I thought he had already been doing this like secretly.
Fuck no. Nope.
But
nope.
Dang, for me to be his first one, that means so much to me.
Because I knew it'd go amazing. I was like, I'll bet on Langston. This will be great.
Hey man,
it was a good bet.
I really appreciate that for
awesome.
real.
Well, all right. On that note, love you. Love everyone who watches this. I hope y'all enjoy. Till the next one.